Welcome back everyone, Leftwing Zero here, back from a long break. A few battles to show you. First battle was actually from early last season. I played against Blake Hopper randomly on Rated Battle, and of course he was ranked number 3 in the nation, and he was, I believe, 11th or 12th in the world at Worlds. So I'll show you this battle first. It was from, like I said, a while ago, but very good battle. And of course he's way better than me, so it was pretty intense. So obviously it wasn't the team he brought to Nationals or Worlds, so it's just a team he's probably just testing out between, because this battle happened, like I said, between Nationals and Worlds. So this is my Trick Room team actually. So with Gardevoir Amoonguss, he has Lopunny and Amoonguss, and his Lopunny is obviously going to Mega Evolve first, showing that it's faster than my Gardevoir. Well, no duh, it's pretty fast, but not very popular Mega. It's be pretty powerful. I mean, it has the scrappy ability when it Mega Evolves, so it can kick Aegislash's ass, and it can OHKO Kangaskhan. So it's a very useful Mega, but I'm going to Protect here, predicting the Fake Out onto the Gardevoir, because he probably sees the Trick Room coming. And I'm going to Spore the Lopunny, being I see it as the real threat, being I know that he's going to try to Spore me, so prevent me from getting Trick Room up, and so he can get rid of the Mega rather quickly. But now, this first turn, I really turned the tables with this battle, because then I go for a Psychic, which fortunately OHKOs the Amoonguss, which doesn't always happen. It's a high damage roll if I get the OHKO. It depends on how it's built, because some Amoongusses are built to survive physical attacks, some are built to survive special attacks. So then I get chip damage on the Lopunny with Giga Drain. Now I'm going to Protect because I see Heat Wave coming, but you're going to see here he's going to have other plans. He's going to go for, I believe, a Substitute here. Yeah, he goes for a Substitute here, which is a good play. I mean, that's obviously, you saw that all in Worlds with the Chalk team, with Heatran using its Substitute and then doing some dangerous things. Of course, Hyper Voice, although not very powerful against Heatran, does break through the Substitute, being it's a voice move. If I do get Trick Room up, get Amoonguss out of there, because I definitely see a Heat Wave coming in my future, which would not be good for Amoonguss. So I'm going to get the Intimidate off, which in case Lopunny decides to wake up before I faint it, it will be weaker. But fortunately, my Hyper Voice takes care of Lopunny, and like I said, it does do some minor damage to Heatran through the sub. So it's 2 Pokemon down, so it has, and then he shows Flamethrower instead of Heat Wave, so shows that he has Flamethrower. Not sure if he has both moves or not, but at the time, Wide Guard Aegislash was a big thing, so probably a good move on his part to have a single target fire move. Then I see the Azumarill come out, so I'm thinking it's probably going to try Belly Drum eventually, but now it's just trying to stall out my Trick Room. I do go for this Super Fang, which goes into the Protect. Hyper Voice goes off, does some more minimal damage to Heatran, and then here comes the Flamethrower. I think he's just fishing for a burn now, because Gardevoir is very especially defensive, and it gives us more health back with leftovers. Now I do get the Super Fang off this time into Azumarill, which might have been a bad idea because it's going to prop the Citrus Berry, where maybe I should have done Knock Off instead, because it probably would have, it's about the same damage output, because it would have been non-effective. But Player Off is obviously going to take care of Gardevoir, being not that strong physically, defensively. And another Flamethrower going towards a Scrafty. Again, I'm guessing, getting some chip damage against it, trying to fish for a burn. But it's probably its main stab move. I mean, it probably also has most likely Earth Power, but it's not going to probably do as much as the Flamethrower is doing. So I bring up my Dragalge, which made a mistake. Before this battle, I had Expert Belt, I noticed, on my Dragalge, which usually I have a Life Orb on it, which it basically just OHKOs any fairy that's obviously not a dual steel type, and of course the Azumarill is going to Protect again, so I can't get my Sludge Bomb off. And that Leftovers is becoming a pain in the ass. My Trick Room is now over, so I'm going to bring Scrafty back into Amoonguss, and then he's going to see right through this, and he's going to go right for a Flamethrower, I believe, this next turn. I'm going to Protect with Dragalge because I'm trying to prevent any damage to him. I'm trying to, in a way, get some, well, he does go for Earth Power. I'm trying to get a turn where I can Rage Powder away any damage, just so I can take care of his Azumarill, because the Heatran seems to be just whittling away at my team, so I figure if I get to 2-on-1 situation with Heatran, I can probably finish the battle. And he does fall for the Rage Powder. It goes right into my Moongus, which doesn't really do anything. And then the Play Rough is going to be avoided by a Moongus, which it probably wouldn't do as much damage. My Moongus is physically defensive built, but I was predicting him to protect, so I went for the Scald just to get rid of the Substitute, which gets rid of the Substitute. But still with the leftovers, he's basically at full health still. But I really need to get rid of this Azumarill before it just devastates the rest of my team. I'm going to go with the Flamethrower onto the Amoonguss, and from that level of damage is good, from that health. And plus the crit, I don't think the crit mattered at all. Takes care of Amoonguss. So then Play Rough comes, which is neutral damage, being it's a Dragon Poison typing, so it does neutral damage. Sludge Bomb does take care of Azumarill. With the Expert Belt, it still does enough damage to take care of business. And now I get the position where I have the 2-on-1 versus Heatran. Blake's been doing a good job keeping in this battle with the Heatran. Just, you can see how powerful it is if you don't have a typing that's good against it. But now that I have Scrafty out with Drain Punch, I can finally get some damage off on this thing. And he's gonna protect to block the Fake Out. It's a pretty easy play to predict, because seeing that he already saw that I had Scald, he already sees that I have the Sludge Bomb. He knows I probably have a Dragon move, which I have Draco Meteor, but it's obviously not going to do much against Heatran. Now I'm going to protect, thinking he's going to go for the Dragalia, but I'm incorrect with that prediction. He actually goes for Scrafty, but I barely survive with 15 health. I do get the Drain Punch off, which does like about 75% damage to the Heatran. Gives me a good amount of health back. Get it back at 78 health. So now I know he can pretty much only target one Pokemon, being moves he's shown so far are all single target moves. So I just basically know I just double target it, and whichever Pokemon lands the hit can probably get the KO. And Dragalia does get the attack off with the Scald, which is enough to take care of Heatran to finish the battle. So a very good game against Blake Hopper. Like I said, I was like number 3 in the United States in Nationals, and I believe he was like I said, 11th or 12th in the world. He missed top cut by a tiebreaker, but very good guy to watch on stream. Again, like it's just one battle. I mean, if it was like a best 3, probably kick my ass. But just showing you, this is perfect battle showcase that anyone can beat anyone in Pokemon, depending on what team you have. And then the showcase new team I've been trying to use now, which is inspired by a trainer named Dr. J, who was did a very good job in the last international tournament. Did like 29-1, I believe, with the Parrish team, and I've been like really inspired watching him lately. He's been like the final was in the top 10 in Battle Spot rated last season that just ended, and I actually gave him a copy of my Gengar just because I was such a big fan of his videos, and I've been trying to use his team, which is slightly different. And so we're going to showcase a couple battles with this for you. So it's going to be a Aegislash Milotic Open against Gengar and Clefairy. And Aegislash, of course, is a very big threat to Perish Trap, so usually I'll open with Clefairy and Gengar when I see Aegislash, because I know that with the 20 EVs I put into it for special attack, plus a helping hand, it'll always feint Aegislash in shield form that's built in the standard way. And now out comes Landorus. So Landorus is another big threat with its Earthquake, but so the Scarf Landorus seem to be dwindling in popularity, and a lot of them seem to be going towards the Assault Vest variant or the Choice Band variant, but more likely the Assault Vest, which means that my Gengar will outspeed Landorus, and I'm able to disable its Earthquake, so I can then continue with setting up the Perish Song. And the big thing I've learned from Dr. J watching his videos is you don't always have to set up Perish Song right away. You want to make sure that it's the right situation to set it up, or else you're going to be in a world of hurt for the rest of the battle. And so now I'm just trying to get some attacks away from Gengar so he can set Perish Song finally. Now that Earthquake's gone, I know that there's nothing that he can really do against Gengar. I can just keep on doing Follow Me, sacrifice Clefairy, but at a good cost. And now he does have Rock Slide, which doesn't do too much damage to Gengar, which is good. And the Militech's going to use the Scald on the Clefairy, which does take it out. So sacrifice the Clefairy, but at a good cost. It helped me get rid of Aegislash, and it helped me get a Perish Song with relatively good health on Gengar. I'm going to send out Gothitelle, which is my other Shadow Tag user on the team. And now for the double protect to burn a turn of Perish Trap, get closer to turn of Fainting, and to see that he's going to try to go for knockoff on Gengar. He's trying to double into Gengar, knowing that I was probably going to try to switch into that. And I'm going to disable now the Scald, because that seems to be a pain in the ass for me right now. And then I'm going to superpower that slot, predicting the switch into Dewgong. But I'm going to use Trick Room, because I saw that I had to go for Trick Room, but then I also saw he's double targeting into Gengar. So now I know he's going to try to do that again, and I know that superpower would be a really big pain in the ass for the end of the battle. So I just keep my Gengar in just to sacrifice it, just so I don't get that damage towards Dewgong, knowing that I have maybe a 2-on-1. And just for fun, I just tested out how powerful the Shadow Ball would be against Landorus, just for damage roll, to see in the future how much it would take off. Like I said, my Gengar, it's modest, but it's only 20 EVs in special attack, which, like I said, is just enough to take out Aegislash with Helping Hand boost. Other than that, he doesn't really normally attack, so that's all I really need. So out comes Kangaskhan. Out comes my Dewgong. And so it's 2-on-1. I know for a fact that being we're under Trick Room, my Fake Out would be faster than his Fake Out if he decides to Fake Out. So I'm going to Fake Out with Dewgong to slow down, to stop Kangaskhan, and then also go for a Skill Swap to take away his Parental Bond, which means that he'll only be able to attack once instead of twice per turn, and greatly give me a better chance of surviving the rest of this battle. And I go for a Heal Pulse just to get a move off, because usually with the Parastream you want to try to both protect on the same turn, otherwise it becomes obvious who's going to protect which turn. I do survive the initial hit with Double Edge, and it procs my Citrus Berry. Probably would have survived even both hits, being the Citrus Berry would have propped anyway in between, but still it's a lot of free health back. And I'm going to go for the Heal Pulse to get more health back onto Dewgong. So instead of double protecting, which was the obvious play, I'm going to heal back my Dewgong and disable his Double Edge, leaving him only with most likely a fighting move like Low Kick or Power Up Punch, which is devastating against Dewgong, but it's a pretty light Pokemon, so it won't really Poco it. And there's that battle. So here's 2 quick battles for you. I'm going to have another video showcase a couple more battles coming up next, so stay tuned to that. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.